Hey guys, welcome to How to Sew. This is going to be a comprehensive guide as to how to start sewing as a beginner. This video is going to be broken up into 3 parts. Number 1, supplies / materials. Number 2, how to set up. And number 3, sewing. This video is for like absolute beginners. So if you're an absolute beginner, you're in the right place. This will help you to start your sewing journey so that you can make your own clothes in the future and basically create your dream wardrobe and bragging rights when you get to say, I made that. Today we're starting small. We're going to do how to hem a top, how to take it up if it is too long for your liking. But before we do that, let's get into the supplies you need. Number 1, you need thread. Pretty obvious. You need to thread your sewing machine. Number 2, you need scissors. I would recommend getting fabric scissors. If you attempt to do this with like paper scissors, it will work. It just takes a lot longer and you hack away at a bit. Number 3, a tape measure. Like the old saying, measure twice, cut once. I have a problem with doing this well because I never measure twice because I'm lazy, but you should. And also you want to get like a tape measure that's like bendy and you can wrap it around yourself. Number 4, pins. These are pretty essential because you need these to keep your fabric in place when you sew. It's going to be pretty hard to do your projects without pins. It's possible, but it's going to be hard and it's not going to turn out very well. Number 5, you need your fabric or your material or whatever it is that you are going to sew. So today it's going to be a top, which I will show you later. For other projects, it may be a couple meters of fabric, or you may be doing a thrift flip. So whatever it is you want to sew. Number 6 is not necessarily a need, but it's a nice to have. It's an unpicker, which I have found extremely helpful because, as I said, I do not measure twice, cut once. Basically, it's just like a tiny like picker that helps you unpick the stitches if you've made a mistake. So if you've sewn somewhere that you didn't want to sew, you can unpick it. Back to full size me. The final and 7th thing that you will need to get sewing is obviously a sewing machine. I'm not in the business of hand sewing. I honestly don't know how to do it. This is what you need. Here's my baby. I got her in like 2015. She's pink. I've bedazzled her with some jewels. I'm pretty sure literally every sewing machine will come with it, but in case you're using like an old one potentially, you will need a bobbin. You need this to sew. If you don't have a bobbin, you're in trouble. This sewing machine is from the brand Singer. It's never failed me. I'm not sure what sort of version it is. It says Singer Simple, if that is any help to you. That's all the materials and supplies you need to start sewing. Let's move on to how to set up your sewing machine. Welcome to my desk. This is where we will be sewing today. Your sewing machine will come with one of these. This is the pedal that you use to start the sewing machine. So this 3-prong plug just goes into the side, and then obviously this goes on the ground, and then you plug it in with the power point. Pretty obvious. Now what we're going to do is thread the bobbin, because basically there's thread coming from up here and there's thread coming from down here. So this is the part that comes from down here. I've had it thread from another project I've done in the past, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to thread over the top of it so that I can show you what to do. This sewing machine is really good because it actually has the instructions for you. So it tells you number 1, number 2, number 3. I don't know if every sewing machine has that, but grab your thread, put it on this little rod that's just here, slide it in. There's a little hook just here. So you want to put it behind the hook and then wrap it around this circle. So you want to go to the right of the circle, wrap it around and loop it over. So it's crossed over itself. Then over here, this is when your bobbin comes in. So as you can see, the arrow is pointing out this way. Grab your bobbin. You want to help give it a little bit of a head start. So just wrap it around for a little bit, just so you can kind of help it along its way. Do it back a little bit so it can sit there nicely. Pull it to the side and it will click into place, and it should be pretty taut. Otherwise you can just sort of give it a bit of a twist. Turn on the sewing machine. There is a button on the side. I'm going to hold my foot on the pedal and this is going to start spinning. Just keep doing that until it's filled up a good portion of the bobbin. You're going to just cut that off. And there you go. There is your bobbin. Make sure it has the little tail coming out of it. Once you've done that, now it's time to get ready to sew. This remains in the same place, but just pull it out of the circle and then again thread it through that first hook. You insert it through that. So once you've got it like this, you're going to use this knob on the side to twist. That is going to move this. So you want this to kind of come up and peek out. Grab this, pull it down and around at the bottom, and then up and hook it around this hook here. Then come down. There is a tiny little plate just here. What you want to do is hook your thread around that little plate, okay? And it should catch. Finally, again, using that knob on the side to get your needle to a good place, you need to thread your thread through the little hole at the bottom of the needle. And once you've done that, lift up the foot using the lever at the back and just tuck that into the foot and push it to the back. And there you go. That's how you do that. Your sewing machine will probably come with this sort of piece on it. Take that off by sliding it out. Open this little trap door and take out this little silver thing. I don't know what the name for this is, but take this out. This will come with your sewing machine. If you've lost it, then you need to go buy another one. This is where you put your bobbin. Take your bobbin, pop it in, this tiny little split just here. You want to put your thread through it. So it should just catch up like that. Pull it so that it moves to the side until it is in this little gap. Once you've done that, you pop it back into the hole that is here. With the arm facing upwards, just click it into place. And then grab onto your thread that's up here and hold it sort of taut, but not too taut. And then again, using the knob on the side, pull down the needle. Keep pulling, keep pulling. And as you can see, it's grabbing, I don't even know how it works, but somehow it has come down here and it is grabbing this piece. So as you can see, it has just broadened up. And I normally use a pair of scissors and you just grab that thread and bring it through. Close the trap door and you should now have 2 pieces of thread. That is how you set up your sewing machine. Now to set up your fabric or item that you're working with. So as I mentioned, we're doing a top. This is mine, it's pink obviously. Put it on and decide where on your body you want to take it up to. And once you have, whilst it is still on you, mark that spot with a pin. In this case where I've chosen quite an excessive amount of fabric to take up, I would suggest cutting it. So I'm just laying it flat and cutting both sides at the same time so we get a pretty even cut. Where I would suggest getting a tape measure actually, measuring how much you're taking up. So mine is about 3.5 inches. So then I would measure 3.5 inches. On the other side, put a pin in, do it in the middle, put a pin in, and then like 2 in between. Then pin another line about 1.5 inches below that line, and then you just follow that line along as you cut. When you're starting out, it's really good to work with like plaid fabrics and striped fabrics because that way you can follow the guide of the lines on the fabric. Move this to the side, you don't need that anymore. Put your top so that it is inside out and then go down to the edge. And then it's pretty simple. All you want to do is just fold up the edge once and then fold it up again twice and put a pin in it. Make sure to only get that side and then again keep going along, just folding once and then twice. Keep going all the way around and I will meet you back when we're done. This button is sort of like the space between stitches, so I tend to keep this at 2 for most of my projects. This button, which is the tension, which I tend to leave at 1 or 2. Normally I do about 1.5. This dial is your stitch type. The one that I'm on right now is just the straight one with the needle in the middle. This one is moving it to the side. Okay, I've just swapped to a white t-shirt because the pink top is a bit too stretchy and not really beginner friendly. So I've switched to this top. I've done the exact same thing that I've done with the pink top up until the sewing part. It'll be a lot easier to work with this shirt when it comes to the actual sewing. Slide it on in there. Threads to the back. I usually start on the seam, I like to do it close to the fold just because it makes sure you get all the fabric in it. So put your lever down. You want to just start slow and steady. Then you hold this reverse button and go back. This just helps lock in the stitch. So just go back for a little bit and then let go. Keep going around and I will meet you at the end. Just another tip as well, don't hold the fabric taut because that will end up leaving it a little bit skew with and the tension being a bit off. Another tip, if you want to get a really good hem, iron it before you start sewing. When you get back to where you started, again, pull this down, reverse to lock it into place, and then you're done. Some people sort of tie knots in the loose threads, but I tend to just cut them off. So that is what your inside is looking like, and this is the outside. I'd recommend giving it an iron now just to get out all those little bumps. Okay, I've given the top an iron and I've put it on, and here is the final product. That brings us to the end of how to sew. I hope you enjoyed this video and thought it was helpful, and if you want similar videos, leave a comment below. Anyway, catch you guys next time. Bye!